I'm going to record this session. Welcome everybody at 6 o'clock. I appreciate you being with me. I've muted you all. You can unmute yourself if you need to, or you can wave your hand and I'll unmute you. Somebody's was squawking. All right, so what I wanted to cover with you tonight is your intern shells. And so what I have up on my screen here is sign into Blackboard. And here's a little trick for you. Up next to your name in the top right-hand corner, if you have any work that hasn't been cleared, there will be a number there. I just got through clearing mine. I think there's one that's come in. Let me see. If you'll click on that arrow there, and then the alarm clock, there's usually a red number. It'll tell you what you haven't done. There's one that hadn't registered yet. And you can, I keep that thing cleaned out so that when I come into Blackboard, whether it's my classes or my intern shells, I know what I've got to do. I can look at them right quick and see if any work has come in. I've got your shells linked to this function as well. So if you get work in your shells, it will show up here. There will be a number next to your name up in the right-hand corner. And all you have to do is dismiss it. Let me see. Let me see. Where's Mark? Let me unmute Mark. All right, Mark.
Now, if I go to, I get the same thing if I go straight to needs grading, though, right?
Yeah, will. This one will show all of your classes, all of your shells in one place.
Okay.
Then you can go to them and go to needs grading and do that. Now, please remember that in your intern shell, the discussions are not linked to the grade center. You have to click on discussions to go in and find those.
Right.
I intentionally did not link those to Grade Center. So, good question. That's where I wanted to start tonight. So when you go to your intern shell, let me move these things around a little bit. When you go to your internship shell, and I'll go to mine, when you go to your shell, there's two places to look for work. Now, if you've already gone to the top, it'll tell you if there's any work there, but if you want to just do it manually, first thing is make sure that the edit mode is on. It's got to be on for this function to work. You just click on discussions over here on the left, and it will show you anything that they have put in for your comments under unread posts over here in the blue. And if there's a number there, you can click on it, and it will show you that unread work. As I said, I cleaned mine out a few minutes ago. Now, if you want to go back and look at work that's already been submitted, just simply come over and click on the actual forum title. When you click on it, it will show you everybody who has submitted work. And if you want to see that work, you simply click on that thread, and it will pop it right back up again. And then you can open that document back up if you want to. So that's how you use the discussion board function. Again, it will not work unless the edit mode is on. And then you click on discussions. That discussions won't show unless your edit mode is on. That's your shortcut key. And then anything that's unread, you just go in and look. Now, as I said, the function up here at the top, your global navigation menu will show you if there's anything there. But I check them manually every day anyway, but I'll go through that. So now, once you get a little further on and they start to upload them for grading, you simply go to Grade Center. And that's the second set of boxes here, the drop boxes. Just go to Needs Grading. If there's anything that's come in, it will show up for you. But again, this first set of boxes for review will not show up in Needs Grading. You have to click on the discussions. And I specifically have them set up that way. They are not linked to the Grade Center. Please do not link them to the Grade Center. I have to have a place, I have to show CAPE that we have a place where students can go in and post work in a formative way and that's not held, the grade's not held against them, that they have the opportunity to work on their work. That is not supposed to be linked to Grade Center. Okay, so that's how you use this shell. You have unread posts of any of the 27. Please remember also there's 2 more on the back page. Let me get this out of the way. I've got all the way down through SIOP 4, and you can click on next page and it'll show you the other 2. So check it from time to time as we get a little further over in the semester. But that's how you use your shell. Now, Turnitin is only in the drop boxes, and it's only for the final ones. Do not have them turn it in on individual tasks, only on the final document. I've got the boxes set up. I went back in and I checked all of your shells last week. I cleaned them all up, got every one of them working properly, made sure that was about a 12-hour ordeal, getting everybody's shells cleaned up. Everything's working, everything's functional, everything is it's supposed to be. All your students are populated, and if you want to see who's in your shell, and you think that there should be somebody in there and you don't know, I have sent you the invitation. I sent you the spreadsheet with all the tabs for all the roles. And if you think, remember, only your CC2 students will be in this shell. And if you want to see who's in your shell, simply come down in the menu to users and groups.
I have no idea.
Click on users.
Oh, honey, it's been going on.
Oh,
Told you it came on at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay.
And so you can now see who I have in my shell. And again, I've got 3 pages in mine. And you can see who's in your shell. If you don't have somebody in your shell, let me know and I will put them in your shell. So you should check this list against your CC2 list. And again, I sent you the final version that went to payroll today. I attached it to this email that I sent you inviting you tonight. And it's by tabs, and I have it sorted by your name. So you should be able to find your CC2s. They will be in this shell. If they're not, check and make sure that they're on the list to be in your shell. 4 more dropped. They're at the bottom of the all list. On the first page of that document that I sent you today, the 4 latest drops, or the last 4 drops, are at the bottom of that list. So let's look at that quickly. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's what I sent you today. You should be able to see it on your screen. If you go over here to the left to all MELS, there's the whole list of all of them. The 4 that are highlighted were new. Since the last time, I've already assigned them to the appropriate people, so make sure. These in red were the 5 that I took out today that are not in the program. So you can look and see if any of those were yours. You can look and see if any of these. So when you click on CC2 Legacy, Pickard got Rebecca McSwain, and Stedman got Mario Torrance for CC2. For CC2 new, let's see who got. Hamilton got Dehanaplan, and Hamilton got Cyrus Sturkey, based on what classes they were in. So again, I have them sorted by your name. So if you're Steve Pickard and you want to know who should be in your intern shell, you simply look at the list right here of your CC2 new, and you look at your CC2 legacies. You look at those as well. And there's his list. And so there's his list of legacies. He's got Bean Camp, Champion, Coke, Elmore, and then you check and see if they're in your shell, and then you go to your CC2 new and you look for this group right here. Now, I can already tell you that his are right because I've already gone in and done that, but if you want to double check behind me, that's not a bad idea. Sometimes I sleep in between days and I forget things. But anyway, this is the latest spreadsheet. This is, as far as I know, this is what everybody will be paid for this semester. So it went in today. We got the final drop ads from last week this morning. And so it's all ready to go. So all of these CC2s should be represented in your users of your shell. And again, to use your shell, click on discussions, and that will show you anything that's been put in for comments over under unread. And you simply click on that blue circle where that number is, and it'll pop them right up. If you have any to grade, they're under needs grading. So that's how you use your intern shell. Yeah. Questions that you have for me about the intern shell?
I got one question, Dale. I was getting out of the car and coming inside and getting on my computer. The work would be for your CC2s, not CC1s, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Your intern shell is for your CC2s. Okay. You only have to visit your CC1s. So this shell is for your CC2s.
I don't have any CC2s, but I have a shell and I've been playing with it.
Yes, and that's your sandbox. You can play with yours all you want to and figure out how to use it. I'm going to populate it for you one of these days when we get a new group of students in. That's why I went ahead and gave you one and put all the functions in it.
You got more confidence in me than rightly.
Well, we got to get you through Blackboard, and the best way is you'll have to get through the modules, but the best way is to kind of learn how it works first.
Amen. I say amen.
You don't have to be a course builder, but how to use it, how to find things in it, that will help. They'll teach you some more things, but getting your hands on it's the best thing.
Okay. Dale, can I ask, we had talked on the phone a little bit about how to upload something. If I have done a tracking changes thing previously that I want to put in to show that they got feedback, you had said that you would maybe address that if you could. I had gone in and it had said I needed to use Command V, and I couldn't get that to work.
Oh, that's just copy and paste function.
Well, I tried to copy it from I've got a MacBook Pro. I tried to copy it.
Yeah. There's your problem. That won't work with a MacBook Pro. I'll tell you now that none of the commands that it tells you will work with Mac. Blackboard is not compatible with MacBooks, and we tell students that unless you can figure it out on your own, Blackboard does not support Mac. So I don't know how in the world I don't know how in the world we'll do that for you.
Okay.
And I am not. Maybe one of the people listening tonight uses a Mac that can help you with some of that stuff. I don't use a Mac. All I do is figure out fixes for students in my class, and I'm just as and we just figure them out one at a time. I am not a Mac person.
Okay. Anybody else?
I've got one, but I'm the last person on the earth that you want to be trying to guide you in computer vision.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out how to get the proof over there.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I could play with it. Maybe we can talk and mess around while we're talking.
Yeah, that would be y'all ought to Zoom. I think
so
Sarah's
maybe what I ought to do is ask the students to just upload the tracking changes copy they had into the discussion.
See, I ask mine not to use tracking changes.
Well,
that's I want to see an updated version, and I don't have to see the tracking changes. I prefer to read through it again. But now, remember, the only thing that I do well in life is I read very fast.
No, that's not what I thought I was putting it up there for. You were talking about Cape wanting to see that we were giving them feedback, and that's how I did.
But your feedback just goes in as comments. You don't have to do tracking changes on that.
Oh, okay. So all I need to do is just
tell them what they need to fix.
Comments. Okay, I got it. I can do that. That's no problem.
Let me see.
You comment on it, it goes into the thread, and you have a record.
Yeah, as long as it goes in the thread. Let me see if I've got any here. Let me see if I can remember one. Let's see what I responded back to this one right here. Excellent. Continue with peer review until you get to move your draft your next task. All right. So you see, I have a record. I have her document, and I have a record what I commented to her, and it's right here where all I have to do, and everything you do is I'm going to have an automatic record of it.
Okay. So when you click on it and you pull up the work, what does it look like where you respond?
You just hit reply.
Just hit reply.
Right here. Just hit reply. So it's going to look like this. It's going when you get it, it's going to look just like that. You just simply open that document up and read it, and then click the reply button. Okay,
and when I click on the document, and that's going to open it?
Yeah, you just double click on the document and it'll open it right up. See there?
Okay. And then after I've read it, click on reply and write the comment.
That's exactly it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, I can do that in a whiz.
See, you're learning something new every day.
You made my life so much better.
It's easy. That's why I said the shell is so much easier than email. I have a record.
I'm going to be emailing them too, but
I have. You can email with them if you want to, but make sure that we document all the feedback that we give them. See, I've got it all right here. See, when I go in for Cape, I have a list of everybody that I've given feedback to on AppSell Task 1. I've got it in a list, and if they want to see, I can actually create a report that'll show every bit of information that I've given them. Doesn't take me but a minute to do that.
Yep. Okay.
So everybody that came in, all right. And so this one is excellent work. I'm very pleased. Just be sure to add your PLC agenda and minutes to your appendices. If you didn't have an appendices to this paper. And so I breezed through it right quick and saw that the work was good. She just didn't do an appendices. And continue with peer review until you have 2 of them and move quickly to task 2.
I have never seen so many papers that had good task 1 research papers, and they screwed up the checklist. How they could do that, I just do not know. But
I don't know. But
Todd told them, I told them, now they're doing it over.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. But
it is amazing.
So, yes.
We have a bunch of our students have talked to us. They put stuff in the Dropbox, and they put it in there prematurely, and then they got some feedback, and they wanted to change it, and they can't re-enter it in their Dropbox.
You can put it in as many times as you want.
Well, they're saying that it won't let them.
Now, is this class or intern shell?
This is the class.
Oh, well, see, now you jumped the tracks on me here.
Okay.
No wonder I had a wreck. We jumped the tracks. All right. I'm going to show you in your class shell how to fix that then.
Okay.
This is class shell now. I'm going to go to my class shell, and I'm going to show you how to fix it.
Okay.
Well, actually, I can fix it in your class shell. Close your eyes. You're not supposed to know that I can do this.
Oh.
I don't care.
I don't think any of us care.
All right. So I'm going to go to your class shell.
You got to fix Rachel's too.
I'm only going to fix one. Y'all are going to fix the rest. All right. So what you do is you come here to your shell, and you're talking about, let's see.
In the Dropbox.
Assignment Dropbox.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I'm opening up the assignment Dropbox.
Right.
All right, so go into all of these. Again, make sure your edit mode is on.
Right. Okay.
Go to, and you're going to have to do every one of these by hand now.
Okay.
I'm going to do 2, then I'm going to let y'all do the rest. All right, so if you'll hover your mouse at the end of task 1, you notice that little circle with the arrow pops up?
Right.
You'll click on that and hit edit. All right. Points possible. It says I've already got it set up to do unlimited attempts.
Yeah.
They can just keep on adding them in there. I set all of them up that way.
And you don't have to put in the first day of class and the last day of class under the.
Nope.
No.
I set
Okay.
all
I
these
read that somewhere.
No, that's if you're doing assignments. If you have deadlines and all that, I don't do any of that.
Okay.
And so on this one right here, they should all be unlimited attempts.
So what do you think it's?
Wait a minute. That one's a 2. Well, there's your problem. That one's a 2. You need to go in and check all these and make sure they're unlimited attempts.
Okay. Well, it's OMA task 1 that they're trying to put in, and that one you had unlimited.
It certainly was.
Well, I've had about 4 of them to send me a note today saying that they can't do it.
They're trying to take the old one out. They just need to go. They just need to go in and just add another one. They want to. I saw an email come flying by today where they want to go in and edit that one or take that one out. No, you can't do that. You just have to upload another.
So they can't take it out. Just add your next second.
Just add your next one in.
Okay.
You only
They
get.
have to let you know which one to grade.
Yeah.
You only get the highest grade, so they can put them in unlimited times. They want that old one out because they're afraid they're going to get the bad grade.
Okay.
They got to tell them to number them.
Yeah,
1,
they got to number them some way.
All right. I'll tell them that. And the other thing is in the full grade center, you have OMA task 1, then you have OMA task 1 peer review, and OMA task 1 for peer review. Okay. What's the difference in all of those? I mean, I know the difference between the task and the peer review, but what's the difference in those 2 peer reviews?
There's supposed to be 2 peer reviews for each one. They'll be of different people. They're supposed to peer review 2 tasks of their group for each one of these tasks.
Well, that comes up when I went to needs grading and I'm grading it and say, Mary has written 2 peer reviews. Well, over there on the right side where you put in the grade at the top, she has both of those documents attached right under that area. So both of her peer reviews are in there, and I'm giving her a grade for doing 2. I'm supposed to give her 2 grades?
Yes. She gets 2 grades. She has to do 2 peer reviews that are graded.
Yeah, but she has them in.
Doesn't matter about discussion board. The only matters is when she puts them in Dropbox. Those 2 aren't linked together.
I know, but okay, that's right. But I think it was into that. I don't know.
Now,
I'll look at it again.
One of the things you got to remember is sometimes your grade center, one of mine is right and one of mine's a little bit scattered.
Yep.
Let me look at full grade center here. They're not always together.
Are you looking at mine?
No, I can't look at your grade center. I have that turned off, and I don't want to turn it back on. All right, so if we look, we see that this one is OMA task 1, OMA task 2, 3, 4, and then on over here, here's some more task 1 for peer review. It scrambles them. They don't always come out like I put them in, and that aggravates me, but that's just part of it. I've actually, let me see. See, task 1 for peer review, 15 out of 15, 12 out of 15 of mine in this section have already done task 2. And then, but now there's a problem here in that one of my sections, there's another one and I have to OMA task 2. Let me see if there's another one. Some of them show up in one and some show up in the other. Okay, that one right there is the 12 out. Let's see if there's another one here. Sometimes you have to just look across because they don't always show up. And I've asked and they tell me they don't know why it does this. This one is okay. All of these are together. Let me show you my other one right quick. This may be part of your problem as well. These two, this one's got 15 in that group and that one's got 15, so that's good. So I can see these right here together. I've only got 3 that haven't turned in their work from this week. So I'm doing pretty good with them. All right. And so now, that's the O2 section. Let me go to the O8 section. This is probably what the problem that you're having. 60308. Come on, you can do it. Open up. There we go. All right, so grade center, full grade center. Now on this one, I about had a heart attack when I went in, and I was looking at this one. OMA task 1. Then I realized, oh, that's the drop box. It's got the drop box first in this one. Then task 1. Yeah, that's the assignment one. And then somewhere over here behind it, for peer review, here's this one. I only had 7 of 16, and I was like, oh, no, that's not good. I know there's more than that. But there's another one. There's another one, OMA task 1 for peer review.
That's happened to me before.
It's just scattered. This one is just scattered all over the place. And see, here it is over here, 13 out of 16 over here on this one. So all of mine have turned them in. They're just not in the same place. And I don't know why it's scattered like this. And I asked the Blackboard people, and they don't know either. It's okay that I don't know. I don't do Blackboard for a living, but you'd think people that got a check for doing Blackboard would know. But I guess that's not a prerequisite here.
All right, I'll see if that was their problem.
You got to look, but check all of your drop boxes and make sure that they're unlimited attempts, and then they can put them in there. Now, again, they can't go back in on the one that they've done. That's what they're trying to do. I saw an email that came flying by today. They won't take those old ones out. Don't want anybody to see them. Well, that's not going to happen. They just have to keep on adding on top of them.
Okay.
They can submit unlimited times. That's how I set the boxes up, because that always happens.
Okay.
I've already had one put their task 1 in task stream for evaluation. I should have graded it and let it stood as an abject example. Don't be stupid. This is what happens. But as soon as you open Blackboard up, you're going to get things like that. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try checking those 2 things and let you know.
All right, check on those. But all of your boxes need to be edit mode on. Check, make sure all of them are unlimited attempts down there on submission details.
Okay, then why aren't mine showing grades? They show they're done, and I get the little yellow face instead of the score that I put in.
Because it's in a different column. Just go back. You can click on that and manually put that grade in.
Yeah, I know. I've done it. For hundreds of them, I'm not.
Yeah, but you should be able to. You should be able to go in and. You should be able to get. Might be that your link. I'm guessing this is in your 605 class. You might not have that link to your grade center. You need to go and check your shell in 605 and make sure that your discussion boards you allow grading in the forum. And that will link it to there, and you won't have to go in and click on the smiley faces and put the score in.
That's good, because I'd like to start doing that. Yeah,
I know you would, but that's the quick fix for that one.
Okay.
So let me show you that right quick. So if you're in, let me go to an old shell of mine. Let me go to an old 605 shell. Okay, so if you've got discussions. And here's your discussion board. And you click on, now again, you have to do it manually, unfortunately. Click on discussion board 1.
Right.
Edit.
Right. Right.
Right here. And
right.
Then grade discussion forum, allow grading and forum, put in how many points you want. Allow them to delete their own post, all posts, and then submit it, and then that will eliminate that manual part where you have to go in to your and do that. That will link it to the grade center, and so when it pops up, now you'll have to do a double grade on it. You'll have to either reply and then save that, and then you go over to the side and put the grade in, and
Right.
always copy and paste reply. So it's a double if you link it to the grading form.
Okay.
You know, so you have to do the comment and the grade. See, what's happening is you're doing comments now, not the grade.
Yeah, because grade never shows.
The smiley face, and so if that simple link that I just did right there, you only have to deal with it one time. You won't have to go back and deal with it a second time.
Okay, we'll do it. Thank you.
All right, no problem. It's amazing what you learn if you read the manual. That's what I suggested them fellows up the hill the other day. They didn't think that was at all funny though.
I bet you're just a barrel of monkeys.
Oh, I know, but see, the thing about it is, there go small fellows though, so they don't say a lot till I leave, I think. No, but I suspect when I leave, they're wearing me out. But that's just part of it. All right, let's look quickly at TaskStream. I had a question this week. Here's one of the problems in the program. It's not a glitch. It's not a technical error. It's just the way it's built. And I went back over it with Seth again today, and he says that we can't fix this. When a student forms their competency folio, you cannot see it until they request comments from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, do we still have that old pop-up menu? He said yes, but it will only have their CC2 and maybe you and maybe Danny, the two program managers. He said, I'm not sure if you and Danny will show, but it won't be that whole list. And so just like Steve's got one, I think it's Ben, if he wants to share that with you, he doesn't do a share. What he would do, he'd go to folios and web pages, upload his. He's got an older one like this, competencies, and all he has to do all he has to do once he gets here, and he's got all this stuff already in there, rather than do it one at a time. Communication. He clicks on any one of the boxes, and the request comments button will come up. He clicks on that, and then he can just do all of them in one, request comments on all one time, continue, and then pick your name if he gives him a list. Some of the older version with our legacy students, he just picks you and you are on here somewhere.
But if he clicks all of them, does that mean when you go to read them, it doesn't tell you which ones have new information and you have to...
This is for a legacy student. If we're talking about Steve wants to review a legacy student's entire
I
folder.
understand what he's asking.
So when that does, it will highlight all of them because it'll be the first time for him. But don't teach them how to do this if they're putting new stuff in. They're only putting like 3 in. Have them do them individual. Otherwise, you have to look at all of them every time. Don't teach them this one.
I've had students try to do that one too.
Yeah, don't teach them to do this function.
Right.
I want Steve to use this function only with the one that he's got. That he needs to look at the whole folder. He inherited a legacy student who says his folder is good to go. So Steve needs to be able, but Steve don't need 23 emails blowing up his email. This way he only gets one email.
Right.
And he can go in and look at the whole folder, but he cannot look at the folder until that student requests comments from him. That's the way, and that can't be avoided. So one of the things that what you might want to do is for your CC2s, I'm going to cover this actually Thursday night with mine. We're doing a TaskStream session. We have class tomorrow night, and then we're doing TaskStream Thursday night. What I'm going to have all of mine do to make sure that they've got their folio set up, I'm going to have them go in and just click on competencies and say something like hello, or something like that, and have them request comments just on the general competency box up here, on that one, not on one that where they actually. I'm gonna have them click on the competency box and then request comments so that I can make sure that their box is working correctly. That would be something that UCC2s, we need to find out now if their box is actually going to work.
So that's 601 students.
That's your CC2 for new students only. You should have already had them create their competency folio. And now you should have them actually send it to you before, to make sure that function is going to work. And that also, when you click on comments, that folio will stay now. We'll be able to go back and forth it, even if they don't request. Once it's there one time, it will stay there. So let's look at. So you can see James Balson, his competency folder is still there. These people, all their folders are still there. That's some of my past ones. And so if I were you, I would have them do a trial run. Just have them click on the competency at the top there, click on that box and request comments, and you'll only get one email, and you just go in and say, it works, thanks. But I would have them do that. Make sure that you have had them go ahead and do their competency folio. I have sent you the link, and it's also in your shell. If we go back to the Blackboard shell, it's in your shell, how to set up their competency folio. I did a 4-minute video for them. I did that last fall. So make sure that they've got their shell up and going. But again, you can't see their competency folio. You can't see it until they request comments. But that function is working. We went through that today. All right. Last thing on TaskStream. They should all be hooked into you in terms of if you go to Evaluator and click on evaluation required when they send you something and it dings, make sure you've got select all programs, and anything that you need to evaluate regardless of the DRF will pop up in one place. That way you don't have to go searching for the different things that come in from you. Again, let me go through that again.
Yeah, do that again.
When you get a notification that somebody has put work in, either for evaluation, I'll go over comments in just 1 minute. Make sure you click on your Evaluator tab, click on Evaluation Required, make sure that you have selected all programs, continue, and it will show you a list of everything that you need to evaluate, regardless of what group they're in. It'll be in one place. I obviously cleaned them out last night. But when you get notifications that they've submitted SOE or competency analysis or, any of that kind of stuff, remember, as the coach, you do competency analysis, you do SOE, you evaluate those two. You don't evaluate their evidence artifacts, but you evaluate those two, and you give them comments on their competency folio and their internship shell. When you get them in the last semester, you will evaluate their internship log as well. So if they throw an internship log in there this semester and they've only been in the program for one semester, you'll have to send it back and tell them, and that's one of the options, send back for revision, that it's not to be uploaded. And I normally catch them, and just like I caught that task 1 last night that was already put in. I usually catch those because I check this morning and night, every morning and every night. I usually catch the ones where they put it in before it was actually due, but it's not completed yet. But if you happen to catch one before I do, like an internship log from a student that's not graduating that semester and that has all the logs attached from all the semesters they've been with us, you send it back and tell them that they can request comments on it through their competency folio. Now, if you get a notification for comments, you know how to do that. You go to Reviewer, but now you notice there is no magic button on Reviewer. You have to go to the particular DRF that they're in. So you need to save the email so you can see, oh, that one was from fall 17 or whatever, and you have to actually click on the DRF for review. I don't like that. I'm trying to figure out how we can put a hot button in for this one as well. That's my next function, is to try to figure out. Of course, we got to go to the task string people, but we're trying to get a hot button for you here too, where you won't have to go search through all the DRFs. And that's kind of aggravating because I have to do that on a pretty regular basis. But once you do that, anything that's in red, you'll know you got to go in, and that's where it is. Remember, they should be uploading their individual internship logs for your comments here, and they do that until they get them all in the last semester, and then you tell them you're ready to upload all logs in your DRF portfolio and submit for evaluation. But as they're doing them each semester, they go here, like you can see at the bottom of my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And so James, he had all of his, and then when he got his last one in, I told him, yep, looks good. All right, just submit them for evaluation over in the DRF. But this is where you do comments on internship logs, and you do comments again. I wish that I had a button that took you straight to what needed to be commented on. It just popped it up like it does for evaluation. I'm working on that now to try to get a hot button. I like hot buttons. It saves me time. All right. So again, your job is this semester you'll evaluate their SOE dispositions and their competency analysis this semester. You'll comment on their competency folio, including internship log. That's your task for the new ones this semester. If you'll remember, I sent you a program guide of what you're supposed to do by semester with the legacy ones. I sent it last week with the announcement for this meeting. Let's see. So right here on this program guide, I hope this one will pop up. If they're fall 16, tells you exactly what has to be done with them. Spring 17, 5 full, fall regular 5, has all those things in there. It tells you what you're to do with each one of them. And so there you go.
Okay, looks good.
Questions that you have for me about using your intern shell or looking at competency folios and task stream? Again, you can't look until they request comments specifically from you. And there is a hot button on that where they can just click it for all of them, and that way you will be able to look at every one of the competencies. That's for legacy students. Don't teach your new ones how to do that, or they'll wear you out. Every time that you open it up, everything on it will be glowing red, and it won't have but one new thing in it. So tell them not to use the hot button. Tell them to click on the ones that they have uploaded something new. Don't click on things you've already reviewed one time. So I'm covering that with mine Thursday night. I'm covering how to use the competency folio again, and I'm going to have them request comments and all come into me, so make sure all of them are working. Of course, we run 4 groups together, and so I've got 4 groups that I'm working with on Thursday night, the new ones. The legacy should know how to do all this stuff.
Right. I think I'm good right now. I'm going to see if I can get that grade center figured out and help these people get their work. You saw
one of mine is perfect, the other one is scrambled, and I did them both. So unless I fell and hit my head in between, there's no reason that they should be different.
Right.
I set them up the same way at the same time, but one is scrambled and one isn't.
Okay.
So I get that. That's frustrating for me as well. I wish it weren't that way, but I don't know why it does that. But again, that's not normal that I wouldn't know. It's not exactly normal that the people that do this wouldn't know. You know, their favorite response when I call them or go by is, "Huh." That's not good. That's not actually a technical term. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in your technical level people when they say, hadn't seen that before.
I had the same situation happen to me today with a gentleman with the program I was working on today. He could not figure it out what was going on, and he took me to a new server, and it worked fine. I don't know.
Yeah, and so, but they keep doing patches on servers here, and my suspicion is that it has to do with that, but just like exactly what Steve's talking about. You know that Blackboard's been down a dozen times since.
Oh, yeah.
And it blew all your shells up, and I had to go back and recreate and do those. That was a 12-hour ordeal to get them up and going again, and then populate them. And I had to take all the students out and fix them and then put the students back in. It's not been fun. Of course, I guess, I don't know if y'all remember any of that old-time wrestling where they used to have those handicap matches where they had one big fella fighting two small fellas. I was kind of thinking that might be the way it is up at Blackboard. They're small, but they're wiry. That's what Andy said about Barney. Got two little wiry fellas up there. So it might be a pretty good match. Who knows? I'm certainly exasperated over Blackboard.
Just don't go getting a new program for next year to have to learn the whole thing, please, Lord. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's stick with what we've got.
I know. They just need some new equipment. I understand that. They're exasperated as well. I talked with Emily. Oh, Emily did get you some Zoom licenses, though.
Yes.
Oh, except for you, Steve Marie. You didn't get one. You didn't make the cut this time.
Yeah.
I asked for one for you, and they said because you didn't have any students, they weren't going to give you one. But we'll get you one when you do get some students.
Everybody else got
No
offense.
So when they shift to the new whatever, what kind of training will they do? Will there be group training?
For which one?
Well, when they go to a new platform.
They're going to stay with the same platform. What they're hoping to do is upgrade their servers with the existing platform. They have already dipped their toe in the water of Kaltura. You hear that mentioned?
Yes, that's what I was. Yeah.
But I don't see them switching over. I mean, as far as I know, they're sticking with Banner and Blackboard right now, and we're sticking with TaskStream and Zoom in the School of Education. I don't foresee that they have enough money to make the switch over. And to answer your question in for the future, if they do switch over, they will spend the same amount of time and energy and money on staff development as they have so far with this program, which would be none.
Yes. All right.
That's just not going to happen.
I have to run, Dale. So
Everybody does. Y'all all go home.
I'll be in touch if I keep having problems.
I got work to do. I got to get off of here. I've been playing too much. I got to get some work done. I'll see y'all next time. We probably won't meet next Monday, but unless y'all need to, we'll look at maybe 2 weeks. I'll let you know.
All right.
Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Mark.
Yes.
Would you invite me to your meeting tomorrow night? And that'll make me, I'm going to follow your meeting with mine.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.